Hey, what's up everyone? It's Max. Welcome back to another video. As I said before, I'm going to be doing more of these one-on-ones, me and you, nobody else, talking directly to you and answering some of the questions that you guys ask all the time, the things that I see most common. So between emails, I probably get between 75 and 100 emails a day and around 100 to 200 inboxes on social media every single day. And a lot of the times I get the same common question. And also my Facebook group. In my Facebook group, Wholesaling Houses Elite, with over 100,000 wholesalers, real estate investors, inspiring wholesale and real estate investors, I see this question a lot. By the way, if you have not went and joined the group, it's absolutely free. All you gotta do is answer a few questions and you get accepted into the group. Just don't post no deals and no spam. So make sure you go to Facebook, search Wholesaling Houses Elite. Join, it's completely free. It's over 100,000 other investors. It's like a bank of questions. So before you go in there firing off all types of questions, use the search function. I guarantee whatever you're gonna ask has been answered 1,000 times. So talking about 1,000 times, I see this one all the time. A lot of people say, hey, Max, I don't have a contract. Or hey, what do you use for a contract? I got somebody ready to sell their house. I don't know how to fill out a contract. What's a good contract to use? Do I need an attorney to get a contract? Do I use the seller's contract? All types of questions when it comes to contract. So today I'm actually going to show you a contract. I'm going to fill the contract out with you, and then I'm going to give you the contract for absolutely free. Because why? It's a contract. What are you going to give me $10 for it or something? Anyways, this is going to be free. But before we move forward and start with that, do me a favor. Help me beat YouTube's algorithm and simply smash the like button and share this with someone that you think will enjoy this video as well. So do that for me right now. I'll greatly appreciate it. Smash the like button and subscribe if you're not, because I'm gonna be posting a lot more videos just like this, giving you the free game. Let's move over to an actual real contract that I've used probably in the last 6 months or so. There's been a few tweaks, but nothing that you can't go out and use right now. I'm gonna give this away to you 100% free. So I don't wanna hear anybody after this talking about,
where do you get your contracts, blah, 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 blah.
Now, obviously I'm not an attorney. I'm not trying to give you legal advice. So if you're really, really curious and you really, really have the time and money, this is what you should do. Go get an attorney to go look over this to make sure it looks good enough to work in your state. Me, I'll tell you the story. When I first got my contract, when I first got my first house under contract, I just copied and pasted a few contracts together and made what I thought was sufficient enough, and it worked for the buyer and myself. And that was it. So my advice to you is get this checked out if you really need to. If not, push forward. Fail forward, make some mistakes. Anyways, I'm not an attorney. That wasn't legal advice. So let's move over and let's start working right on the PDF. So as you can see right here, this is an agreement for purchase and sale of real property. Now I'm actually gonna fill this out with you, like me and you right now. So let's say this is made on the 18th day of September 2020 between seller, Mr. Seller Smith. So Mr. Seller Smith and Buy Now LLC. Now, if you don't have an LLC and you're just your name, then you're just gonna put your name. Or John Doe, right? So it just depends. Whatever, if you don't have an LLC, don't get hung up with, oh, I found something else to go cry about, or I found something else to make it an excuse not to fill out this actual contract and move forward. No, you can put your name. You can put your name, I promise you. You won't lose anything. All right, so let's go back to this. Buy Now LLC or John Doe if you don't have an LLC. John Doe, obviously you can replace with your name. And it says, and you're considered in the buyer. You see right here, you are the buyer, right? And for in consideration of the mutual promises set forth herein, or other good and valuable considerations, the receipt and sufficiency of which are hereby acknowledged, the parties hereto agree as follow. Basically, all it's saying is, hey, look, I am who I say I am, you are say who you are, here's the date. Whatever goes on below, you agree to do exactly what you say you're gonna do, right? So let's go back to this. All right, so in the section 1 in terms, now I'm not gonna read every single thing for you. I'm gonna give this to you for free so you can download this later and read it yourself. But here's the basics. terms and definitions. The terms listed below shall have the respective meanings given to them as set forth and adjacent to each term. All right, so the real property, we're talking about the address. Where are you buying? Where is it at, right? So let's just do the famous 123 Main Street, right? And let's just say Winston-Salem, North Carolina, 27 or whatever, 55555, whatever. So that's the address. The purchase price shall be a net sum of, let's just say you agree to buy this house for $100,000, right? $100,000, all right? So you got $100,000, existing mortgage payoff. Let's just say this house was owned free and clear, existing mortgage payoff, you're gonna put NA or 0, whatever, it's not gonna make a difference. Existing mortgage payoff should be NA, where this house is owned free and clear. Now, earnest money. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people ask questions about earnest money, and they say, what if I don't have any earnest money? What if I don't have earnest? Listen, my first contract, I put down $50, okay? And contracts after that, I used to put down 10. Now, in the place that I am, I put down $100. Now, let me explain what each one does. The earnest money is given to the attorney. So when I get a signed contract from the seller back, fully executed, I'm going to give that $100 and the contract to the title company or the attorney. Essentially, how I explain to the seller is, hey, look, when I get this contract from you fully signed, I'm going to run down to the attorney's office or the title company. Depends if you live in an attorney state or you live in a title company state, but you're going to run down to the closing person. You're going to give them the executed contract and the $100. The $100 allows me as the buyer to open up escrow, essentially letting the attorney or letting the title company know that I'm serious. Here goes $100, open up escrow. All right, you get it? So the next part in this contract is we're gonna put our $100. Now for your sake, let's just make it 10 because you're just starting. Now due diligence shall mean blank. So due diligence, I put $100. And this is what I put in my contracts. Now let me explain to you what due diligence is. Essentially, when you sell a house on the MLS, multiple listing service, when you sell it with a real estate agent, what happens is the buyer agent comes, they're interested in the house, they're gonna make an offer, you're gonna accept the offer, and with the offer, they're gonna give you what they call a due diligence fee. In the state of North Carolina, typically what I'm seeing is anywhere between like $300 to $500 on a house that's like $150,000, $180,000. The buyer gives me, personally, the seller, directly to me or my agent who ends up giving it to me. They give me the due diligence check and I acknowledge receipt of that check. At that point, I can go cash that check because that is mine that is going to be used towards the purchase price of the property, or I get to keep it if I back out. So in that time, and the time is going to be allotted later down in the actual contract, that in that time, which we use 15 days, in those 15 days, I'm going to be doing my due diligence, inspections, or whatever it is I need to do to make sure this property is a perfect fit for what I'm talking about. Now, if I don't want to execute this contract that we have signed in 15 days, you get to keep the $100 and we get to walk away with no repercussions. I'm going to send you a termination letter of contract and we're done. I can do this at day 3 all the way at day 14. It's really, really up to you. Now, in this time, while you have your due diligence period, is when you should be telling other investors, other cash buyers about the deal that you have under contract. And this is the time for you to see if you have any fish biting on your bait. Your bait being the house that you have already locked up to the buyers who want to flip properties. And if you don't get in that time, that means you don't have a good deal. So let's move back to the contract here. So due diligence is $100, and closing is going to be 9/28. That sound about right? Well, let's just do 10, 15, 20, 20. All right. So we're saying here, warranty, buyers purchasing and selling the property as is where it is condition, right? Section 2 talks about the prorated expenses. Like I said, you can read through this yourself. Title, seller agrees to convey fee simple marketable property. Basically, they're going to give you a clean, clear title, general warranty deed. Section 4, the condition. You can read that. There's a waiver, following conditions. There's the buyer shall buy, the seller shall sell. You can read that right there. There's a bunch of stuff in here. Like I said, I'm giving this away to you for free, so you can just read it yourself. I'm gonna get to part D here in section 4, and this is important for you to know. Inspections. I would change this to due diligence, but inspections, same thing. Sometimes sellers get scared of the word inspections. It's like, I thought you were buying it as is. Yeah, I am, but I still need to do my due diligence. So right here with the inspections, buyers shall have an inspection examination period of 15 days to inspect the property. And this is when, like I said, you're gonna go out and see if your buyers are interested. And sometimes I even get full-on inspections of these properties in case I see something that is maybe mysterious. And sometimes these inspections has found things that the seller hasn't seen or didn't know, and myself didn't see or didn't know. And it's allowed me to go back and renegotiate with the actual seller. But so this is where your due diligence period, your 15 days, it tells you right here. And it says, if the agreement shall be terminated, if so, the buyer shall receive return of the earnest money. It's already built in the contract. And for you guys who already been doing real estate, you know that you don't have to get signature from the seller for the attorney or the closing company to return the earnest money, because we already pre-agreed upon it right there. So then you have some stuff where it talks about environmental, risk of loss, closing. Remember, we talked about the closing should be, it says, in the event that this transaction does not close on or before, and I think we said 10/15/2020, either seller or buyer may terminate this contract. Now, one extra thing you may want to put in there, just for the years of experience that I've had, is you can put in the contract that if the seller, if we do not close by October 15th due to the seller's lack of ability to clear the title, then this contract will automatically extend it 30 days and then another 30 days. So that's typically some things I like to put. It's only came up maybe 2 or 3 times in the 4 years I've been wholesaling real estate, but I'm telling you, it's something that can save you a lot of trouble if it ever does come up. All right, let's get back to this right here. It talks about notices and talks about the entire agreement. This stuff is pretty basic. There's nothing real crazy in here, but this contract will protect you in some type of way. Is it the bulletproof contract? No, but this will get you started. Section 10, you're going to talk about compliance and laws. Talk about what happens if we get a lawsuit or anything like that. Applicable laws. I work in North Carolina, so I say, hey, look, if anything happens, we're going to use the state of North Carolina's laws. And then modification. If we need to modify this contract in any way upon written mutual agreement between the seller and buyer, provisions of this agreement may be modified at any time. And then it's pretty simple. You put the date, the seller's signature, the date, your signature, and if you have an entity, LLC or anything like that, you put all that stuff right there. And literally you initial and sign, initial at the bottom of every page, and that's pretty much it. There's not much that really goes into a contract. Now, you can have an 8-page contract. I know in Texas, a lot of people like to use I think they call it the TREC. Listen, contracts are pretty simple. All you have to do is take your time and read through them, and you'll start to understand. But the main things in the contract are pretty much right up front. It's right there. So as long as you understand those things, you'll be completely fine. Contracts are not intimidating. Make sure you download this free contract. All you got to go to is therealmaxwell.com/contract. I'll put this up there. It's 100% free. Just download it. But if you're going to download this contract, do me a favor. Like this video, please. And also subscribe. It just helps this video get shared more on YouTube, and more people will be able to have the answer to the questions that they've been asking for a long time. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to go to therealmaxwell.com/contracts to go get this contract for absolutely free. Like this video if you do, subscribe if you're not, and I appreciate you watching this video. And listen, comment below, did this video help you? And maybe tell me, what do you want to see in the next video? I'll keep doing these until, listen, there's no more questions left. And that way I'll have a whole YouTube catalog that you can just go out and listen to and watch anytime, just to go get a refresher. So do me a favor, and also don't forget, I got an Android app, I have an Apple app. It's called Maxwell TV. If you want to sign up, go to maxwelltv.com, and you get to spend some more one-on-one time with me. And then I'll dive deeper into these contracts and then assignment contracts and just other stuff, just for the people that want to help and support. So like this video if you do, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys on the other side. Peace.